Welcome to another tutorial of ProfLearn YouTube channel. I understand that you are going to do P2, so I want to create a short tutorial here which can enable you prepare for P2 exams. If you are new to ProfLearn YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload another tutorial, you'll be notified. In ProfLearn, we do maths and physics, AS, A-levels, Edexcel and Cambridge. So if you are taking exams on those exam bodies, you have every reason as to why you should subscribe. Now for those who are doing P2, we're going to do P2. I want to take you through the most common questions that you really need to understand how to work out. Now for instance, we need to talk about factor and remainder theorem. Factor and remainder theorem. I can see not really written properly. Somewhere you can be able to see. So the first area that you need to prepare on as far as the exam is concerned is the first topic is factor and remainder theorem. Now, factor and remainder theorem, the kind of question that you'll be asked, for instance, in this past exam question that was examined in January 2024, you are told that we have a function f of x, which is given by x cubed plus 3x squared minus 8x plus 2, where a is a constant. And given that f of x is divided, when f of x is divided by x minus 2, remainder is 3. Then you are supposed to find the value of a. How are you supposed to work out a question like this? How are you supposed to work out a question like this? Now, in that case, you need to remember that if this is divided by this, it means we can say x minus 2 is equals to 0, so that we can be able to find the value of x here. You take that expression that is divided by this to get this remainder, and you equate it to 0, and you say x is equals to 2. So you substitute x is 2 into this function, and f of 2 must give you the remainder that we have 3 here. So meaning we are going to substitute x is 2 into this equation and equate that to 3. So that is going to be a into 2 raised to power 3 plus 3, 2 raised to power 2 minus 8 into 2 plus 2. And this must be equal to the remainder, which is 3. But if we were told that it's a factor, it will mean that we are going to equate. If it's a factor, you will equate to 0. But if it has a remainder, you equate to the remainder that you are being provided. So at that point, we shall say this is 8a plus, this is going to be 4, that becomes 12 minus 16, then plus 2 is equals to 3. Of course, we need to simplify this. This is going to be negative 4. And then that becomes negative 2. So 8a is equals to 5. And then divide by 8, divide by 8. Our a translates to 5 over 8 as the particular answer we are supposed to get at this point. Yenda wake school or was chairman or manager noir. So basically that's how you use remainder theorem in order to work out a question like this. So that is part of the concepts that you really ought to remember. So that's why I've mentioned that in the event they told you that it's a factor, if you are told that you have f of x is equals to kx cubed plus 4x squared plus 5x then minus 1, and you are told that x plus 5 is a factor to this. If you are told is a factor to that, it means you are going to equate x plus 5 is equals to 0, then you say x is equals to minus 5. Then now you substitute x equals to negative 5 into this, and then we are going to say f of negative 5 must give us 0 if you are told that is a factor. But if you are told it's a remainder, you are going to equate this to 0, substitute into the polynomial x equals to 2, and then you shall say equals to 0. Basically, that's what you are supposed to do under those kind of questions. Another set of questions that you really need to understand is how to expand binomial. How to do binomial expansion. You need to understand how to perform binomial expansion. And in this question that was tested here, you are told that find the coefficient of the term in x power 7. Ambia mami mwanda. X, you are going to expand, and what are we expanding? 3 over 8 plus 4x raised to power 12, and you are expanding this so that you can be able to get the coefficient of the term. Coefficient of the term that has x raised to power 7. That has x raised to power 7. When you're finding the 7th term, of course we have said that the 7th term is going to be at number 7 here, so it will be 12 combination 7. What will mean that we are going to work out this. If you work out this using a calculator, you're gonna get that to be 792, and that is going to be multiplied to, of course, 792 times 3 over 8. 3 over 8, of course, 12 combination 7 times, we open the bracket, and that is 3 over 8 raised to power 5 here, and then the next term is this 4 here raised to power 7. What it means that by finding the coefficient, so meaning this number we have here times this one raised to power 7, and then finally if you combine everything, you are going to get your answer being equivalent to what? Let me just put it in the calculator properly. Over 8 raised to power 5 times 4 raised to power 7, answer, times 792. That translates to 96 to 28 x raised to power 7. So the coefficient that you are supposed to state, the coefficient is this number that is here, and that is now the answer that we were supposed to state as far as this question is concerned, which is 96,228. That's the answer. Coefficient is 96,228, the coefficient. So anytime maybe you are told to find a coefficient maybe of 7, of course, of x power 9, it means it's going to be the highest power here is 12, so it will be 12 combination 9, because you are finding the coefficient of x raised to power 9, then times, of course, this is going to be 3 over 8, this one, this term, then multiplied to 4 x raised to power 9. Now if this is 9, then which number do we need to have here? If we add to 9, we get 12. That number is 3. so you can be able to work it out. So the coefficient in this case is 12 combination 9 times 3 over 8 power 3 times 4 raised to power 9, and that gives you the coefficient. So as you are preparing for your exam, ensure you know how to work out question to do with binomial expansions. Now, apart from just finding a coefficient, if you are given maybe a question like 2 plus 1 over 3x raised to power 5, and then you are, let me use 6, raised to power 6, and you are told to expand and get the up to the first 3 terms. What are you supposed to do in that kind of case scenario? You are going to say this is going to be 2 plus 1 over 3x raised to power 6 is the same as 2 raised to power 6 plus 6 combination 1, then 2 raised to power 5. The power of this number decreases from 6, and this power increases from 0 all the way to 6. So if this was power 6, the next power of 2 is going to be power 5. And the power of 1 over 3x is going to be 1 in that case. Always, when you add this, and this must give you this. And then we are going to add the next term. Of course, this one is going to be 6, 2 raised to power 4. And then 1 over 3x. This one becomes 1 over 3x raised to power 2. Now, we can be able to simplify this using our calculator. What is 2 raised to power 6? That gives us 64 plus 6 combination. When you are writing 6, 1 is the same as 6 combination 1. And remember, 6 combination 1, you can be able to get it direct from the calculator. However, this 6 combination 1 means 6 factorial over 6 minus 1 factorial, then 1 factorial. That's what this means. 6 factorial into 6 minus 1 factorial, 1 factorial. So that is what actually it means. And that is from the formula NCR is the same as n factorial over n minus r factorial, then what? R factorial, right? Believe that is okay. So 6 combination 1 is going to be 6, and that 6 we have there, 6 times 2 raised to power 5, that gives us 192 times 1 over 3, that translates to 64. So the second term here becomes 64x. Okay, then plus the next term here we have 6 combination 2, 6 combination 2, which gives us 15, and that 15 times 16, because 2 raised to power 4 is 16, right? Then times 1 over 9, and the answer becomes 80 over 3. So meaning this third term is going to be 80 over 3 x power 2, and those are the first 3 terms. Is the equation to do with equation of a circle. Equation of a circle. So you need to remember that equation of a circle takes the form x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equals to r squared, where a, b is what? The center of that particular circle. So in this question number 3 of January 2024, you were given this information. I want you to pay attention and see if your life depends on this. You are told that the circle has center of the circle is A, which is 3, 5. And this circle passes through the point B. It passes through the point B, which is 8, negative 7. Okay? Now, once you have that information at hand, you can be able to find the equation of the circle. To find the equation of the circle, let us first try to draw that circle. Yeah, that's our circle, and then we can say equation is like that, it's lying on the x-axis like that, and then we have the point. We can have 3 here, then we can have 5 here. So this is the center of the circle, and then we have this point 8, negative 7. Can say 8, negative 7, somewhere here. This is B. So if we are going to draw this line like this here, it means this is going to be our radius, right? So radius is going to be equal to the magnitude of AB, and magnitude of AB is going to be 8 minus 3 squared, 8 minus 3 squared, plus negative 7 minus 5 squared, and that's going to be square root of what? This is going to be 169. So if you work it out, you're going to get 13 as the radius of this circle. Now, once you have gotten the radius of the circle, the next question that we are supposed to work out here is to find the equation of the circle, of course, and which will mean that the equation of the circle is going to be x minus the value of A, which is 3 squared, plus y minus the value of y here, which is 5 squared, is equals to the square of the radius. We can be able to simplify and leave our answer as x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equals to 169. So the next part we are told here is that mn, we have two points which are not denoted as mn. Mn is points on the line. Yeah, mn are points on the circle, and these 2 points, they form a chord, and the chord is above the x-axis. Of course, we have the x-axis and we have the y-axis, right? So this mn, they form a chord which is parallel to the x-axis. So if we have a chord that is parallel to the x-axis, it means if we draw a line from the center and we draw another line from the center, we are going to form an isosceles triangle. Let me just remove this one. We are done with it. Yeah, because this is an isosceles triangle here, then if we drop a perpendicular from this particular point, we are going to form 90 degrees there, and this is going to subdivide this chord into 2 halves. But we are told the chord mn has a magnitude, has a length of 4 root 22. So meaning from this point here, from this point here, we are going to have 2 root 22. And remember the radius of this circle, the radius of the circle is given as 13. So how can we find the value of h? The value of h, our h is going to be square root of 13 squared minus 2 root 22 squared, which is going to be 169 minus 88. And if you subtract this, dear prof learners, you're going to get 81, and that gives you 9. So meaning this height here is 9. But we are asked the equation of the circle. So if you are asked the equation of the line, And the equation of the line, we need to know where does this line pass here, which value is this. So but remember, this is 3, 5. So the y value here is actually 5, right? The y value here is 5. So meaning 5 plus 9 will give us this number that we have here, which is going to be 14. And that means that equation of equation of mn is y is equals to 14. That is what you are supposed to do in that particular question. Show that we are supposed to show that x cubed plus 6x squared plus x minus 4 is equals to 0. From this, we need to show this. How are you going to go about it? As part of the solution to this, you are going to write this as log of x plus 3 raised to power 2 base 4, because you can take this to be the power, then plus log x base 4. The good thing that all of them have the same base is equals to log. Of course, I can decide, I will bring this on the other side. I'll have minus log 4x plus 2 base 4 is equals to 1 over 2. Okay, now using the laws of logarithms, we are going to, since this is log plus log, we are going to multiply these two numbers and express it as a single log. And this one that is subtracted here, we are going to divide it. So this is going to simplify to log of x times this term, which is x plus 4, x plus 3 raised to power 2 over this number 4x plus 2 base 4. The answer becomes a half. So which means that we can be able to express this to index notation, and this can be written as, we can raise this to this number. This is the base, we raise to power a half. So this is going to be x into x plus 3 squared over 4x plus 2 is equals to 4 raised to 1 over 2. And that will mean if you raise this to power 2, this becomes what? This becomes 2. This is like the square root of 4. So that becomes x into x plus 3 squared over 4x plus 2 is equals to 2 at that point. So if we multiply this to this side and we expand this one, we're going to have x into x squared plus 6x plus 9, okay, is equals to 8x 4 times 2 then plus 4 at that point. Okay, so this means that this becomes x cubed plus 6x squared. Are we together? Yeah, you can be able to see what I'm writing, right? So this is going to be plus 9x then minus 8x minus 4 is equals to 0. So if I simplify my equation, basically that equation reduces to this equation that we are having at this given point. This equation here is going to reduce to x power 3 plus 6x squared plus x minus 4 is equals to 0. And that is exactly what we were supposed to show at this point. So the next part, what they are saying is that given that also, that is now for part B. Given that also, that is for part B. Yeah. Given also that x is the root of this equation. X is the root of this equation. X, given that also -1 is the root of this equation. Use algebra to find the other two roots of the equation. So which means that if x is a root, it means x equals to -1. And therefore it's a factor. So it will be x minus 1 plus 1. X plus 1 is what? A factor. If it's a factor, it means that if we take whatever equation we are having here, which is x cubed plus 6x squared plus x minus 4, if we divide by x plus 1, we are going to get a quadratic, which is also a factor. Of course, let me just write it properly. X plus 1 divided by this. So we shall have x squared here. X squared times this will be x cubed. X squared times 1 will be plus x squared. We shall subtract, this will go to 0. This will be 5x squared. We shall put this down, it will be plus x, right? And then we take 5x squared divided by this number x, because every time you want to know which number you put here, take this number you have here, 5x squared divided by this x we have here. So we cancel with 1x, so we shall have what? Plus 5x at the top. 5x times this will be 5x squared. 5x times 1 to be plus 5x. Then we shall subtract again. So this will be 0. This will be negative 4x. And then we shall pull this minus 4 down. Then again, we shall take this number here, negative 4x, divide by what? Divide by this x. This will cancel. So we shall have negative 4 here. So we shall remain with negative 4 times this will be minus 4x. Negative 4 times 1, it will be minus 4. So if you subtract, you get 0. So meaning that if this is a factor and you have divided, you have gotten this, also this one is a factor of this cubic function. So meaning that x squared plus 5x minus 1 is a factor of that cubic function. So we can be able to write that cubic function as x plus 1 into x squared into that, and then we can say that is equals to 0. So we can solve x squared plus 5x minus 1 is equals to 0. If you solve this equation using a calculator, what value do you get? Let us try to work it out. The first term is a is 1, b is equivalent to what? B is equivalent to 5, and c is equivalent to negative 1. So this is going to be minus 5 plus all minus. Minus 5 plus all minus root 29 out of what? Out of 2. But you see, this is logarithms. There's no way our x value is going to be negative. So therefore, these are the two answers, yeah, the two roots, and the two roots can be written how? The two roots, we can be able to say the first root is x is equals to -1. The second root is -5 plus root 29 over 5, and the third root is going to be -5 minus root 29 over 5. So the last part of the question, hence solve this equation. Huh? Hence solve this equation. That is what exactly we are supposed to find. Hence solve this equation, and the equation that we are solving is basically this logarithmic equation. Basically, since we have solved for the value of x, the solution of that is going to be this answer for that part. If you are told to solve this logarithmic equation, the answer is going to be a positive number. These two numbers cannot satisfy this logarithmic equation. See you in the next video.